On this Monday, August 24th, for Tano TV, KRIM Radio News, and Global Trails Media, I'm Randy Roberson. Evacuation orders have been lifted in areas impacted by the Salt Fire down near Roosevelt Lake. The fire, located mainly near the junctions of Highway 188 and 288, was caused by lightning. At last report, the Salt Fire was 20,288 acres in size and is now being reported as 20% contained. That fire is burning in desert grass and brush. Fire officials say their fire strategy is for full suppression. The nearby Gin and Griffin's fire have merged and are now just referred to as the Griffin Fire. That's about 5 miles northeast of Globe in the Apache Mountains west of Highway 60. That fire was also lightning caused. That fire is also listed at 27,503 acres and is still 0% contained. The Gila County Sheriff's Office and Gila County Emergency Management have determined that the following areas are safe for residents to return home to after being forced to evacuate late last week. That include areas on both sides of State Route 188 from Bixby Road to the 188-288 junction, including all of Wheatfield and all areas along Hicks Road. Residents of these areas will remain in set mode status, however, in the county's Ready, Set, Go model. And speaking of wildfires and their impact on our daily lives, the Arizona Department of Transportation is taking a proactive stance against potential flooding along State Routes 87 and 188. The White Mountain Independent is reporting while ADOT has an ongoing project to replace the guardrail and right-of-way fence along the State Routes 87 and 188 after they were damaged in the bushfire, the landscape surrounding those highways cannot be so quickly fixed, making the whole area susceptible to flooding during summer monsoon storms. Well, that's why ADOT has developed an emergency action plan to respond quickly in case of flooding. ADOT's plan was developed in coordination with the National Weather Service and engineers from ADOT's Central, North Central, and Southeast districts. The National Weather Service will advise ADOT's Traffic Operations Center of potential storms near the burned area left by the bushfire that could result in flooding. ADOT personnel will then respond by pre-staging equipment along these highways if they might by chance need to close due to flooding. Well, Kevin Doobie, ADOT's road weather manager, says the purpose of the emergency action plan is to ensure that the Traffic Operations Center and all 3 ADOT districts involved have the same information. Doobie went on to say, streamlined communications and preventative measures will allow our maintenance crews to take quick action to close the highway and keep drivers safe in the event of flooding. Heavy equipment can include vehicles such as loaders, skid steers, and backhoes, as well as equipment like barriers and portable message boards. Well, in other news, it's too early to know for sure yet, but it appears there's a little bit of good news when it comes to the incidence rate of COVID-19 right here in Gila County. Well, the latest numbers show it may well be on the decline. Health officials on Friday stated they have now confirmed only 1 new case, and that's down in Globe. They do remind the public, however, to continue to be diligent in the basics. Things like washing your hands often or using hand sanitizer. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Stay home if you are sick. Wear a mask when you're out and about. Cover your coughs and sneezes, and be sure to clean and disinfect frequently touched surfaces every day. Well, and with the election just around the corner, do you find yourself fascinated by the plethora of electoral statistics and numbers? Curious just how many early ballots were rejected and why, or whether any Gila County residents actually tried to vote more than once? Well, taking a look back at 4 years ago, the main reasons early ballots were rejected were, first of all, no signature, and secondly, the signatures didn't match. But even those added up to just 25 rejections out of a total of 32 early ballots rejected in that election. Now, they say with every primary and general election, the Gila County Elections Department staff prepare an exhaustive canvass with precinct-by-precinct totals and summary tables for the Board of Supervisors to review and ratify. Well, if you're curious about other 2016 stats and what they could foretell ahead of our November 2020 election, we placed a link to the 2016 statistics from here in Gila County on Tano TV and KRIM's Facebook pages for you to review. And finally, this past weekend was the 137th edition of the world's oldest continuous rodeo right here in Payson. Well, and despite COVID-19 concerns that the crowds might be small, organizers knew that if they canceled the rodeo, they may well not be able to hold on to the oldest continuous title. So the show went on, and wonderfully enough, it was a great success, with standing room only crowds for the big Saturday night championship performance. After all was said and done, the Payson Pro Rodeo Committee posted on their Facebook page, quote, "Exhausted we are, elated we are happy to continue the tradition of the world's oldest continuous rodeo. We could not have pulled this off in these challenging times without the support of many behind the scenes. The town, our sponsors, our board of directors, our committee, vendors, and the numerous volunteers. But most of all, we couldn't have done this without you, our fans. Thank you." Well, there is an excessive heat warning for multiple areas around Arizona today. So what can you expect here? And how about those chances for some monsoon cool rain showers? Well, a complete look at your Rim Country weather forecast is coming up next. You're watching Rim Country News.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk, they hear you. You can do it if you try.
And in Rim Country weather, well, temperatures today will remain fairly warm through at least the end of August. So what about our chances for some of those badly needed monsoon thunderstorms? Well, there's reasons to be optimistic. Daytime highs in Payson today should be right around 98 degrees, with daily high temperatures expected to cool back to near 90 by late in the weekend. We do have a 30% chance for monsoon thunderstorms today and on your Tuesday right here in Payson, with slightly lower chances each day heading on into the weekend. Up on top of the rim, you can expect highs today, Niles 75 degrees with a 40 to 50% chance for some storms today and tomorrow. And our neighbors to the south in Tonto Basin, your forecast high today, a nippy 109 degrees. But there is a 20% chance for some of those afternoon monsoon storms, so hopefully they'll come to cool things off just a little bit. Despite some thunderstorm activity around Rim Country lately, the majority of Tonto Basin has still yet to see much precip, and instead has just continued to cook under some sweltering summer heat. So here's hoping today may change that, or again, it may not. We'll see. That's what's happening around Rim Country. For Tonto TV, K-Rim Radio News, and Global Trails Media, I'm Randy Roberson. Make it a great Monday.